I don't think there's a single player that I am more happy for than Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans. Not only because he won the NBA's Most Improved Player award, but also because his story is just truly remarkable. At this point last year, a lot of us were wondering if Brandon Ingram was ever going to get an opportunity to play basketball again. After his blood clot diagnosis, I was really worried that we would not see him take the floor anymore. But just watching him blossom from his rookie season all the way to the Most Improved Player has been truly a joy to watch. Now, before we get to the content, guys, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on my notifications. I try to get you NBA news as soon as I possibly can, and I'm giving away multiple copies of NBA 2K21 on Twitter and Instagram, and I live stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? A lot of you guys seem to have been enjoying the shorter video, so I'm going to mess around with video length and see where the sweet spot is for most of you guys. So in this video, I want you guys to understand how far the number 2 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft has truly come. And before we get to the content, go into the comment section down below and let me know, who do you think is the better player? Number 1 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft, Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons.
Okay. Come on, man. Hey, back up. Come on, man. Okay. Let's go home. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home. Let's go home. Let's go home. Oh, yes, indeed. Okay.
Listen, that made me take the headset off.
Come on, man. Time to go home, man.
Oh, my God.
Let's go home. 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 We're getting out of here. Take your jackets off. Let's go home. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Kevin Hart. Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You got it. Stop. You know what? Well, Dan played pro football. If he does this, though.
Or do you think Brandon Ingram may have surpassed him, the number 2 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft? I feel like that rivalry kind of died down once Ingram was traded to the New Orleans Pelicans, but I really think it's time that we pay more attention to how incredible this player has been. Because throughout the season, anytime I had to make content about the Pelicans, anytime I turned on my TV to watch content about the Pelicans, I would mainly see the media talking about Zion Williamson and Lonzo Ball. I would rarely see them talk about Brandon Ingram. But I want you guys to take a look at how much this guy has developed over his rookie season all the way till now. In his rookie season, a year where he was supposed to be the focal point of the offense, Brandon Ingram did next to nothing. And I remember it was really awkward. He would just go out there, didn't know what to do with the ball, was not aggressive at all, was really bad at shooting too. Like, he shot 40% from the field, 9 points per game, had 4 rebounds per game, and he would play like 30 minutes per game. It's not like his minutes changed very much, maybe about like 5 minutes here or there. But he took a huge leap from his first season with the Lakers to the second season, where he was able to shoot 47% from the field and average 16 points per game, getting a little bit better, averaging 39% from 3, so he is improving. And then his next big jump was his first year with LeBron James and his final year with the Lakers, where he averaged 18 points per game, playing Robin to LeBron James's Batman, from shooting 50% from the field and being able to score 33% from 3, all the way until this past season. And if you ask me, when Zion Williamson isn't on the floor, all eyes are always going to be on Brandon Ingram. He is the most promising player on the floor for the New Orleans Pelicans. The 2 players that I think are without a doubt going to be future All-Stars for the Pelicans are Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. I think Lonzo Ball is a great complementary player, but for the most part, it's always going to be Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. And if these two players realize their potential, they could truly be a dominant tandem, especially when you consider how physically imposing both of them are. I think a big point for Brandon Ingram's development was always how to use his length. I think he really figured that out in his first year in New Orleans, going all the way from 18 points per game to 24 points per game, playing the same amount of minutes, attempting more field goals, and his field goal percentage came down to a 46%, but I think for him that's actually a good thing because now he's finally being the aggressive player that he needs to be. In the past, he was a little bit too passive, and he finally was able to get over that hump. So I'm really excited to see this guy develop because he is only 22 years old. That is terrifying. They say NBA players finally scratch the surface of their potential when they get into their 26 or 27 age season. And Brandon Ingram is in a phenomenal position to compete for the future. Now, of course, we don't know who his coach is going to be, but he has a running mate in Zion Williamson, and even though he is probably the best scorer on the New Orleans Pelicans with the highest ceiling on the New Orleans Pelicans, which, by the way, I do think his ceiling is a lot higher than Zion's, but I do think his floor was a lot lower than Zion's, but at this point, he kind of surpassed that floor, am I right? I think he's in the perfect position to succeed because Zion Williamson's always going to get that type of attention of being the number 1 overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft, of being a potential future face of the NBA. Whereas Brandon Ingram is always going to be that quiet scorer / assassin that many of us are going to possibly underrate moving forward. And bear in mind, I don't think he's even scratched the surface of his defensive potential yet. He still averages about half a block per game. Now, that's something he can potentially figure out later on in his career because Kevin Durant also figured that stuff out later on in his career, but he does have tremendous defensive potential, especially if he's able to figure out a way to bulk up a little bit more. So looking back at the Anthony Davis trade, I think that trade may have been one of the greatest things that could have ever happened to the New Orleans Pelicans. I think that David Griffin definitely pulled the trigger at the right time, and although if they would have accepted the trade last January, they could have possibly gotten Kyle Kuzma in addition to it, I feel like they got a remarkable return on their investment in Anthony Davis, and it's already paying off dividends in the form of Brandon Ingram. Now, of course, Lonzo Ball's first season wasn't the greatest, and they still have a great role player in Josh Hart. They were able to acquire draft capital as well, but seeing Brandon Ingram win Most Improved Player of the Year has to be extremely validating if you're a New Orleans Pelicans fan. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? Do you think someone else deserved Most Improved Player of the Year? Maybe Devontae Graham, maybe Pascal Siakam, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.